Hello everyone, it's Mike from Chess Lifestyle, and today we are training almost an hour of chess, which is a little bit short of our 64-minute training amount, but it's 1 a.m. and okay, looks like I just disconnected randomly for a few seconds. That's not good. But no, I was just saying that sorry for taking 2 weeks to notice both Juliano and Daniel. that you guys signed up. I hope in the meantime you've been enjoying the Benoni course. But yeah, no, I've just got too much on my plate, and I cannot wait for Christmas. Just have a break from all the commitments. Yeah, these last few days have just been just exhausting, and the next few days I'm just working all day. Like just all day, all day, every day, basically. So, yeah, DGen hours, Jan. That's the situation. So, without further ado, let's get into some Woodpecker. The other thing I wanted to mention as well is that like I've been really wanting to play some chess online, but somehow like I can never make the time for it. Like there's always something else more pressing to do, and that makes it tougher to play. So I haven't been playing at all, and I feel like that's what has been missing. So I think over Christmas, I'm probably going to create some schedule where I play like at least one rapid game a day, and make sure to analyze it as a bare minimum. Maybe give myself some rating goal as some extra motivation to try and push. Maybe like 2500 classical, 2600 rapid, something like this. Yeah, I will get through it, Jan. It's just like work that has to be done, and it's not that big of a deal. To be honest, I even quite enjoy teaching and preparing the lessons. It's just a lot. It's just like yeah. So somehow all of my weekly lessons and monthly lessons have piled up into the into the next 4 days, basically. So it's just madness. It's just madness. But yeah, it is what it is, and I'm very grateful for my work. So really shouldn't complain. Right, let's go. Instinct is just to be like, play this, yum. That's the instinct. Okay, Karpov against Miles. Looks like Karpov got his revenge then, because Miles famously beat Karpov with that opening, St. George opening. Right, so we've got Queen Rook Bishop against Queen Rook Bishop, opposite coloured bishops. White has an extra pawn. White's king is on h2, not the safest. Black's king also looks a bit questionable, also quite exposed. We have a dark squared bishop against the king. Loose piece, loose piece, loose piece. All protected. Classic Miles, classic Karpov. Also, Jan, what's been up? I feel like I didn't even mention, because I know we've been in touch on Lead Chess, but anything new worth sharing to the world? You know what? I actually that reminds me, I want to rant about something. So, long story short, I had some ideas of like setting up some kind of chess lifestyle school. I had some really nice ideas in terms of how to format it and make it the best value for money training program out there. Like, I think I really worked out a really nice business model, basically. But the problem is, you know, when setting up a business, there's a lot of faff that is involved with it as well. It's not as simple as just, you know, do it and everyone's happy. Like, you know, you gotta set up the company, set up the website, you know, make sure everything legally is checking out. Is just so long, right? So I thought about maybe school.com, skool.com would be a good site to utilize, because it seems super popular. It seems like so many members are making use of it. And the interface looks fine. But when I look at the courses on school.com, like the chess courses, like every other small-time chess YouTuber is on that website with an academy. And it just looks so degenerate. Like, I'm sorry to my fellow chess YouTubers, and maybe I'm going to join them one day. I hope not. Like it genuinely felt like these academies were just shambolic. Like, you've got people who are like 2,000 rated online, stating that they're 2,000 rated players, and, you know, suggesting that they have all this advice. And I mean, okay, fair enough. Like, I'm also just like a 2,000 FIDE player, right? I'm not like a GM. Like, who am I to start something? But it's like, it just feels like I was checking out some of the channels that had this school.com. I was looking at their YouTube, and it was so cringe. It was so cringe. It was like every single one was basically a carbon copy of basically Gotham thumbnails, except with a different person in front of them, and all with the exact same content. And oh my god, I was just like, I literally cannot. And at the end of the day, all of these school.com academies have like multiple students. It was just very, very confusing. But I just looked at it and I was like, nah, if I were to create an academy, I'd want it to be, you know, on the level of, let's say, like Killer Chess Training or like Pro Chess Academy, right, the Ramesh one. I want it to compete. Obviously, it would take a long time to get there. Or like something like Chess Mood, right? Like I'd have really high hopes for it. So basically, as nice as school.com is, I cannot stoop to that level. Like, I cannot. I really cannot. So yeah, I don't really know. Probably it just ends up being a project that I don't get around to doing for a very long time. Yeah, the other aspect of it as well was like, I actually don't know if I could actually get enough students for it. I mean, in my mind, it's like the best value for money training program possible. But I think even if objectively it was the best training program out there, that doesn't guarantee that you're going to get students. And at the end of the day, if making clickbait Gotham chess thumbnails is what you'd need to do, then fuck that. I literally cannot. I literally would rather have my business go under than you know, do this kind of stuff. So yeah. Maybe I should just stick to my damn students. I mean, clearly I'm already overworked, right? Like I'm drowning in the work. Especially, I probably wasn't before, but ever since you know, taking up this job with the ECF, like making this Friday podcast stuff, like it's just an extra thing to it's just like the tipping point, right? Like we were floating, and it's that extra little bit of weight that starts to make us sink. So I still think I need to organize myself a bit better, and but it's also understandable. I mean, it's a new thing. New things always take up more headspace before they get a bit more automatic. And I've already started getting better at, you know, managing the workload and all the hurdles that inevitably come up. So, on the whole, life is good. Life is good. I don't know why I'm moaning so much. And the other thing is as well, I am really hyped. If we can get 2 more YouTube members, just 2 more, and we get to that golden number of 8 YouTube members, it will show up on the front page. So I'm low-key gonna think of ways to try and push for these last 2 members, because it's been the dream. It's been the dream to actually have enough YouTube members. Yeah, that's so nice. Because then that gives me motivation to do more YouTube member content, right? Right now it's just a Benoni course, pretty much. But I think there's potential. I really think there's potential for it. like potential to make it the best £5 you've ever spent. Right? I think there's a lot of potential. But okay. I don't know what okay. Where the hell am I? We've got like 20 seconds. Let's have a quick scan of checks. Let's imagine we're playing this in a game. Queen h6, no. Bishop f8, no. Captures? No captures. Frets? Rook e7 threatens queen e5. Do you have any other rook move that's stronger? Not really. So could it just be this rook e7? Rook e7, they've got no strong checks. We also cover c7. Rook e7. It can't be like rook e8 or something. Rook e7. They can move the rook, like, I don't know, rook b3, but then we go queen e5 anyway. Then they could always block queen f6. Rook e7, rook b3. Do we actually have a follow-up? Maybe we can go rook takes f7, king f7, queen e7, king g8, queen f8, king h7, queen f7, king h8. And do we have a win there? Maybe. Oh, there's a bishop covering the square. Oh, we are so getting this one wrong. We are so getting this one wrong. Rook e7 was my only idea because I spent too much time rambling. I wish I could share with you the business model, but I don't really want to make that public if, you know, it's all in development stage. But I really think it's really smart. Basically creating like an actual academy with coaches that care, and it's personalized enough so it's not just, you know, vague general help, which I feel like all of these academies, Killer Chess Training, Chess Mood, it's all very general and vague. Oh, I don't know. But like, yeah, okay, of course it's wrong. D5 I looked at, but I just couldn't make it work. I just thought, I thought queen takes bishop was a move. I didn't see that the queen defends the bishop. I think maybe someone mentioned this a long time ago, but I think visualization is an error. Like the fact that I can't see that the queen protects the bishop is a problem. But I think that also means that, as you could see, I was looking at checks, captures, threats after doing the material count. I looked at loose pieces. Did I look at any x-rays? No. Did I look at any piece tension? No. If I had seen in the starting position that the queen bishop was an x-ray, then I would see that d5 protects the bishop. It's just a matter of discipline. Or you just see it intuitively, but clearly we don't, right? It's very frustrating. How did people do? Queen c3 is a double threat. Oh, that is true. I didn't consider that because you've got the threat of bishop f8 hitting the queen. And the double threat of d5. Interesting. Peter gives some answer of d5. So let me try and understand it before I read the comments then. If d5, what's the point? I mean, where does that queen even go? I guess bishop takes d5 is probably critical then. I imagine queen d4 has to be winning. So we threaten the bishop. We also threaten the discovery. Surely that's over. Really trying to dig deep to look for anything, but it doesn't look good. Yeah, no, I think that's the point. And if the queen moves, then surely this has just been a useful move. Then ideas of rook e7 are back on, given that I've got this queen e5 stuff. Like it looks really good. Yeah, and queen d4 has to win. Yeah, there we go. d5, queen f6, rook h5. Ouch. Wow, with bishop d4 as a threat as well. queen c8, another passive queen moves, allow white to attack on the long diagonal. Even stronger is starting with h5. Yeah, I was kind of thinking bishop d4 is possible here. But yeah, this is the key line. Yeah, Peter says this is queen d4. There we go. Yeah, let's check this queen c3 move as well for you guys. Queen c3, both king h7 and bishop d5. Wow. I guess bishop d5 deals with both threats, right? Because it defends the bishop and it also prevents the push. That's very nice. Josh says queen c8 seems good. That also seems to deal with the threat, right? Defend the queen and prevent this. But I guess... but I guess d5 is still annoying. Yeah, it feels like maybe like the queen wants to stay closer to the center, right? Otherwise, it has too little influence on the board. Arjun with the pot stirring question of who is your least favorite YouTuber? Let me think. I won't name any names, but the thumbnail that triggered me the most out of these several YouTube channels with content. Okay, there are two actually. One triggered me where the thumbnail was literally, and the title was literally like, "I made National Master," or something literally just factually incorrect, and the game and the video was a review of him as a 2000 ECF playing against a 2250 NM. I didn't finish the video. I assumed that he probably won it or something, which is why he makes the claim. And he's like 1700 FIDE. So it's like absolutely triggered, absolutely rage baited with that one. The other rage bait was there was another YouTuber who was slagging off another chess YouTuber, but then while slagging off that chess YouTuber and dissing them about like all of their content and all of their like chess teaching schools and stuff like this, he was also simultaneously promoting his own in like a really cancerous way. And I was just like, I literally like, it's just so cringe. It's like these like fitness influencers who like make content on like bashing like other fitness influencers in their like field, because then it makes their like makes their like whatever they're selling like more better to sell, right? If the competition is ditching the other ones because it's like fake or something else. I don't know. And it's like all of these people. I don't know. It just doesn't. Maybe I'm just an elitist, right? Maybe I'm just an elitist. Maybe I am an old git that only sees chess how I grew up to believe chess is to be, whereas nowadays it's way more modern, and when someone says they're 2000 rated, that means 2000 rapid, not 2000 OTB. It's like literally every single one of these schools said that they're like 2000 rated, 2300 rated. Like one of them said like, I'm a retired 2300 rated player. And literally they were 2300 rapid with like 1900 bullet and blitz. It's like, how, like, is this not misleading? Can you do that? And like, is that fair? And maybe I'm just out of touch. Maybe that's what people do nowadays. maybe you can say you are a retired 2300 as someone that has just stopped playing 2300 online. It's crazy to me, actually crazy. So yeah, thanks for rage baiting me, Arjun. Yeah, you did well there. Jan, I'm a 2200 rated player. Oh, the rage fate is real. Arjun just tell me privately. It's crazy. Wants the tea. Need to subscribe to the competition? God. I mean, Peter, if you want to, just look up school.com and type in chess and just have a field day looking at all of these academies with like, 100 members. And it's like, who's signing up to this? Who's paying like $20 to listen to a retired 2300 rapid player online? Like, what is going on? Literally, what is going on? But it's all relative, isn't it? It's all literally all relative. Like, why am I complaining? Why, literally, as someone also who's, you know, suboptimal in terms of my chess skill compared to the average GM, right? So it's like, you know, I'm probably being extremely hypocritical. I accept that. Also, welcome, Faz, to the stream. Arjun, quick question, and then I'll focus on this. What's your opinion on freestyle chess being an official chess format? So, I have a funny story to share, but I will solve this exercise first and then I'll share it. So, okay. Queen, bishop, rook, 1, 3, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, queen, rook, knight. Why can't I even count consistently, right? I every stream, I switch it up. It's crazy. Just count normally, right? Start with the big pieces for both sides, compare them, and then move down, okay? So, queen, rook, bishop, queen, rook, knight. So there's a bishop and knight. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 3, 4, 5. And when I'm counting the pawns, sometimes I do it the other way around as well. It's no consistency. So, okay. We have an extra pawn. We also have bishop for knight. We have a battery facing their king. We've also got pressure from the rook on the 7th. The king might allow for some checks. We need to be a bit careful. Rook is also covering the back rank, which is a pretty good idea. Queen is very out of play, though. This pawn potentially covers f6 and d6, which could be useful. Bit of a thorn. Also prevents maybe like this pawn moving so easily. So the move that really jumps out to me is rook takes f7, right? Because it comes with a huge threat of queen takes g6, and at the very least we've won a pawn and weakened the king, right? So I really want to calculate what happens if king takes f7. Again, I haven't looked at the piece tension, I haven't looked at the x-rays. X-ray, x-ray. Okay, some x-ray on here. Nothing else to note, right? Loose piece. Loose piece. Okay, fine. Rook takes f7, king f7, queen check. And what caught my eye is the fact that I think if king e7, we can go queen g7, king e8, and bishop g6 would mate, right? So rook f7, king f7, queen g6, king e7. Is that all forced? Check, yes. So rook f7, king f7, queen g6. That means king f8 is forced. I can go queen takes h6, that's the instinct. If they go queen e7, king e7, then it's the same thing. If they go king e8, maybe I can go bishop b5 check. King e7 is met by queen g7 mate. If king f7 there, then I can go queen h7. King f8, queen h8, king e7 to protect the queen, and then queen g7 is mate. Okay, nice. So rook f7, king f7, queen g6, king f8, queen takes pawn. So I've looked at king e7, I've also looked at king e8, which was bishop b5 check. So that leaves only king g8. So my instinct is to play bishop h7. Is that not the famous bishop h7? If king h8, then I go bishop g6, king g8, queen h7, king f8, queen f7 mate. So if rook f7, king f7, queen check, king f8, queen check, king g8, and I go bishop h7, then they need to go king f7. In which I give this check anyway. They go king e7, and then I go queen g7 with mate. Okay, so it all works. It all works. So here I need to look at my checks. I cannot assume that this is forced, right? So what checks do they have? If they give a check here, I just take. There's no follow-up. If they give a check here, I feel like I can also take. And this covers g5, so there's no like queen g5 check. Maybe what they can do is try and give a check like this, but again, I can just take it as nothing. So it looks really good to me. Yeah, okay, we play it. Probably the line is going to be this king e8. King e8, bishop e5, and for some reason he gives the long line here. Fine. Okay. So queen and knight is the usual combo, but here a queen with a bishop wreaks havoc when the king's defending pawns are gone. The fact that the knight on d5 only protects dark squares. Oh, that's actually... You know what? If only Axel Smith put in insights like this on the average puzzle, oh my god, we'd be a stronger player. But no. The fact that the knight is on d5 only protects the dark squares plays a large part in giving such a free rein to the bishop. That is something I've never considered. How crazy is that? I've literally never considered the colour of square that the knight defends. I just think of where the knight is. I don't think of like the colour of square it defends. Like maybe in very specific examples, like if the knight was on f8, I would realise, okay, it covers the light squares around the king. But a knight on d5, I'm never considering the colour. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know if that's probably just obvious, and yeah. But I don't know, that was a surprise to me. But yeah, rook f7, yeah, I think all of this is full, so it's pretty nice. Oh yeah, my story about freestyle chess. Let me see the comments first, and then I'll share it. Rook f7, surely, exactly, Josh. Rook f7, king f7, queen g6, king f8, queen h6, king g8, bishop h7, and we mate, yeah. King e8, there's bishop b5. What is the appetite you're playing on? This is Chessable Woodpecker. Thank you guys for answering. Welcome, Eslam. Haven't seen you here before, so yeah, feel free to come join in. And welcome Sharrels as well. Haven't seen you here as well. So for the record, the way it works on this channel is I am a chess player. I'm also a chess coach. I create content as well, but these streams are mainly for myself as a player, because I don't train tactics or calculation outside of these streams because I can't be bothered, and this is the only hope I have to actually putting in some work. So the way it works is like I will have a position, I will try solve it without looking at the comments. You guys are welcome to share whatever moves you want to share and discuss between yourselves, and then once I solve or attempt to solve the exercise, I will then check the chat. So you're very welcome to give it your best shot. So the idea of these streams are that not only am I improving, but you guys are also improving by solving the tactics. And on that note, let me share the story. So the story of freestyle chess is, so I had a friend who sent me a screenshot of a freestyle chess position where 1c3 was like the best move. And that inspired me to think, well, hold on a sec. What if I just played 1c3, 2d4, like my c3 Venom? No matter what the chess 960 position is. And use it as a challenge to be like, okay, my pieces are all completely jumbled up. Am I able to re-maneuver my pieces without getting completely wrecked while maintaining the c3, d4 pawn structure? And I tried it online today. Yeah, unbelievably, I actually, for the first time, got some games in, and I decided to waste them playing chess 960 instead. But I was just curious about it. And it actually went very well. Went extremely well. Like, somehow, just having that basic pawn structure and then playing with the pieces around it felt so much better. Like, yeah, I had to come up with some like weird ideas and watch out for threats, but yeah, just having that Caro-Kann backbone as some sort of like, you know, leg to stand on in the complete chaos that is chess 960 was fantastic. I only played like 4 games or something, so I didn't really play enough to know if it's really an effective strategy, but it definitely makes it more interesting for me. Makes it a lot more fun. Jan says, I would do literally anything for 8 hours of sleep except for going to bed 8 hours before I need to go. I completely agree. I nowadays, if I get 6 hours, I'm really happy. I haven't got 8 hours sleep in like weeks. I don't know why. It's just too difficult to arrange. Either I have work in the morning in which I don't get 8 hours sleep, or I don't have work in the morning and I stay up to some degenerate hour like 5 a.m. for no reason. It's actually so cussed. What is the best advice, books, or courses you recommend for 2100 rated players? Oh my god. Salah, Aslam, are you going to trigger me again? When you say 2100 rated players, please clarify. What do you mean by 2100 rated? Do you mean FIDE? Do you mean national rating? Do you mean rapid? Do you mean blitz? Do you mean bullet? Please share. I'd be very curious. Because we just had a rant about this around 15 minutes ago. Okay, Frizz asks for the important question. Josh says, I assume it's completely different in 960. I don't think it's even clear that the opening principles of the statement stand chess. I mean, this is the thing, right? Pawn structure is always relative to the pieces on the board. But the thing is, chess 960 does have the same pieces as a chessboard. They're just jumbled up in a different order. So it feels like the pawn structure should still be legit. It might just be weak. Not weak, but it might just be like inaccurate. That's how I feel. But I don't think intrinsically to play the moves c3 and d4 can be bad for the pawns. Because at the end of the day, you know, you'll always be able to find a way to castle kingside. There shouldn't be a situation on the board, right? There shouldn't be a situation on the board where you can't castle kingside safely. I think there should always be a way you can castle kingside safely, in which case c3, d4 is fine. Yo, Frizz, been having 9 hours sleep a night, best decision of my life. That is unbelievable. That I respect so much. I don't know why it's so difficult to do. I love sleeping. I absolutely love sleeping. It's just discipline. It's just discipline and just having too much work right now. Just having too much work. It's like I really struggle to sleep when I've got stuff on my to-do list, and I still have plenty on my to-do list. At least I'll be able to tick off streaming. But it's just, yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Oh my god, Peter with the final boss of Rage Fate. School has the best courses for 2100 players. I'm actually gonna... Yeah, you win. You win, Peter. Congrats. Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm also so sad that Islam hasn't answered about what his 2100 means. I hope I didn't scare him off. Wouldn't be the first time I've scared off someone from chess. It's pretty crazy. Right, card off to play. What's going on? We got Queen, Bishop, Knight against 2 rooks, Bishop, Bishop. We are finally counting properly. They have Bishop pair, and they have 2 rooks for a queen. Of the bishops, we have the light squared bishop. We also have 6... No, we have 5 pawns. Don't just, like... You know, just count. Just count one by one. Don't just think that you can just count to 6 by looking at the board. So, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white pawns. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 black pawns. You know, I'm not even kidding. I had a game in Groningen like a few years ago where I played literally 10 moves of the middle game in a rated classical game, thinking that I was a pawn up when the pawns were equal. It's actually so bad. So bad. So like so many of my moves were bad because I was, you know, justifying them based on the fact that I was a pawn up. It was just, or maybe it was the other way around. Maybe I was a pawn up and I thought that I wasn't a pawn up. So I also played stupid moves. I don't know. Anyway, so 5 against 4. In this position, we're a pawn up. But we have queen against 2 rooks. We also have bishop knight versus bishop pair. Fine. So their king is on a light square. It's also exposed. There's no f7 pawn. Knight and queen, really good tag team. Bishop is also looming. We have back rank problems. We need to be very careful that these x-rays don't ever become a reality. Bishop, actually normally does a pretty good job of defending when we don't have a dark squared bishop to challenge. So what ideas do we have? What checks do we have? We've got plenty of queen checks. We've also got the bishop check. Check here for the queen as well. What captures do we have? No, why are we looking at checks captures before we've looked at loose pieces? Before we looked at tension? Before we looked at x-rays? Okay, we tried some x-rays. We got a bit lazy. We didn't see this x-ray, for instance. But loose piece. Hanging queen. Knight only defended by queen. Bishop on a sticky square, bishop defended by king. Bishop on a sticky square. Okay, so this is very important to spot. Only now can we look at the checks and captures. So all the queen checks, the bishop check. What captures do we have? We got taking on h7. We got taking on d7. What threats do we have? Well, our queen is hanging, so we gotta, probably move the queen then if we're gonna create a threat. Queen b4 might be a stable move. Just blockade the pawn and save the queen. So let's begin with our checks. All the queen moves surely suck. I'm looking at them carefully, but they really do look like they completely suck. So what about bishop check? If they take with the rook, do we have a follow-up here? We've got one check on f7, which looks pretty strong because we pick up the rook. So that would satisfy me, probably, right? Bishop d5, give a check, pick up the rook. What if they play b4? At the very least, no, I don't like taking. I mean, it is a bit awkward. If they push d4, then we can do this check actually, and then we actually win because then we go knight h6, king h8, classic check, and then smothered mate on f7. So bishop d5, they cannot take. Yeah, there's no other checks. No back rank bullshit, right? There's no back rank bullshit. You just take. There's no way. There's no way any of that works. So bishop d5, they have to go king h8. In which case, instinct is definitely knight f7. Let's look at it. Knight f7, king back to g8. Then we go knight d8 with discovered check. Maybe they can take us again. So we need to be careful, but if they go here, then we can go check and then mate. So, in this position, after bishop, check, king h8, knight check, king g8, knight d8 is the instinct. What if they now take? Then I can still go queen e8, bishop 8, and take, right? I haven't messed that up. Bishop d5, rook takes. No, bishop d5, king h8, knight f7. Oh no, the king's on g8. Knight d8 check, rook takes bishop. I can still go queen e8 because when they block bishop f8, I can go queen f7, defended by the knight. King h8 and then give checkmate. Okay, fine, it works. Bishop d5 is mating by force. Okay, this is the worst move, but I guess it doesn't get mated, so that's fair. Lovely. And let's see if they do show king here, and knight d8. Rook d5, queen f7. Oh, no, I said queen e8. But it should be very similar, yeah. Queen 8 definitely wins, right? I'm not tripping. Queen e8, yeah. Okay, fine. Just to make sure. Nice. Let's go. Good stuff. Arjun asks, what is your worst experience with a chess student? Probably the worst experience I've ever had with a chess student is going through a game of analysis together. My student not paying attention because he lost the game and he was kind of tilted by the fact that I was going through it. And then he proceeded to use an engine, even though I'd switched off engine, but he was very clever to turn it on, to rattle out some variations. Then I confronted him on it. Then he denied it. Then I told him off for it. And then later in the lesson, he used the engine again. So then I was like, well, we're done here. And then I ended up like literally filming a whole video recording of 20 minutes explaining the cheating to his parents. and that escalated things. Then, I think like the kid said like, "Oh, I used the engine, but not to cheat or something." Anyway, it was a big mess, and I have no idea if I handled it correctly, but I was just so pissed off. So that was probably the worst experience. Just all of the fallout that came from that, because I think it also made the lessons very awkward, because they weren't always awkward and they weren't always bad. I also don't know if I pushed the student too hard for him to actually resort to cheating. I really don't know. So there are a lot of factors, but yeah, that wasn't great. That wasn't great. Frizz's biggest chess take. Queen is better than two rooks 95% of the time. 95% is a crazy, crazy hot take. I would go like 70. That would be my warm take. Queen is normally better than the rooks, like in your average position, with other pieces on the board. Maybe 70 is too harsh. Maybe it's like 70 objectively and like 85 practically. That's what I'd say. But sometimes you can grind it out, induce some mistakes. What about three pieces versus queen? Usually three pieces better, right? Man, thankfully I have little experience of that, because that just sounds awful to navigate. If it was a queen and a piece against four pieces, I'd probably take the queen and the piece. But a queen on its own against three minor pieces, I would hope I could coordinate well enough. I believe the three pieces would be better. Yeah, no, it's crazy. We've got like 20 people watching the stream. You are definitely not the only Night Owl, Faz. Smothered mate with bishop g8. I don't know which line you mean. Bishop d5, king h8, knight f7, king g8, knight h6. The hell? What are you talking about? Bishop d5, king h8, knight f7, king g8. Knight h6, king h8, bishop g8. Huh? I guess you're trolling, Peter, because like they just take the queen, no? And then they protect f7. Yeah, no, that's the answer, Faz. I guess you just arrived. But yeah, blocking the back rank with knight d8 is hot. And there's a nice smothered mate there. I kind of favor two rooks over the queen, though the queen with other pieces makes her stronger. Right. Stream time is crazy. Already morning. Yeah, no, it's rough. It's rough. I know. The good news is when I get to Thailand this Christmas, I'll be streaming from Thai time zone, so it would actually be early for you guys. I'll probably be streaming at 1 a.m. and it's going to be like at a normal time, like 5 p.m. Hey Michael, where can I find the puzzles that you're solving? Oh, welcome Leo. Long time no chat. Yeah, this is just chessable woodpecker method, and I absolutely hate the course. Like I literally despise every second of what I'm doing, because it's not even a good course. But at the end of the day, it's still calculation training. So we go. So we've got a French Tarrasch position. We've got queen, rook, rook, knight, knight, bishop against queen, rook, rook, knight, knight, bishop. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Equal material then. Both got a light squared bishop. Instinct is definitely to just be like, sod it. Just sack. It's a Tarrasch, you just sack the rook and then shit happens. Yeah, I used to be a French defense player for 5 years as a junior. Before very, very thankfully giving it up. Because I'm not built like that. I'm not built to be a French player. But it's weird, the players, I've noticed something, the players that stick with the French the most end up becoming real experts at it. And I feel like I know more people who have stuck with the French from day one than any other opening, which I think says something about the opening. But it's also like it is a painful opening as well, in many ways. But yeah, anyway, let's get back to calculating. So, what is there to know? There's tension on this knight on f4, tension on some pawns, tension on our knight, bit of protection, tension on the pawn, lack of development. I'd love to just push e5, just sack it, just to open up some lines. King maybe has some back rank issues one day. You never know. Loose pieces, only defended by the queen. It's defended by the knight and queen. Lack of development. Okay, fine. So what checks do we have? No checks. What captures do we have? We've got rook takes knight. We've got knight takes, queen takes, knight takes. All of these potentially viable. What threats do we have? We've got this pawn push. Feels like something decisive can be played here. There's also this threat, right? Potentially, of winning a pawn. So we do need to kind of be a bit quick. So okay, let's begin with our checks, which we have none. Then let's move to our captures. If we go rook takes f4, what happens? Well, if they take us now, we take with the rook, and then we're just very happy. So rook takes f4, pawn takes f4. Well, then we take, and we've got a knight and a pawn for a rook, which is not bad at all. We also protect our knight. Looks pretty good. What would they play in that situation? If I was them, I'd want to safeguard my king. So what if, like, in this position I play a move like bishop f1 to try and, like, play bishop g2? Do we have a clean follow-up? Not completely clear to me. Not completely clear. So rook f4, pawn f4. Do we have any other moves except for queen f4? I always do this. I always recapture the second pawn when there might be other candidates that are better. Don't see any other candidates though. Rook f4, pawn f4, queen f4. We'll leave it in the freezer for now. Let's come back to it later. So what other captures do we have? We've got this knight takes f2. Let's assume that they have to take back for now. Any difference here? I mean, rook f4, pawn f4, if queen f4, I mean, it's just, we could have played knight takes f2 in that situation. I don't think it's any good. What about knight takes g3? Just take back with the pawn. Seems good enough. Knight takes d4, they just take. Do I have e5? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. They can take like this, hitting our queen. It doesn't feel right. And also I had this idea to play e5 immediately. But again, they have knight takes d5. Maybe this is actually very annoying. I wonder then actually, can we play rook takes and then play e5? How crazy is that? Is it just really bad? Like, what if they take with the pawn and we try and bring the bishop in or something? It's just garbage. It's complete garbage. What about, okay, rook takes, pawn takes, queen takes, bishop f1, and then we go e5? I guess we looked at this, right? It kind of looks good. If they take with the pawn, we take with a knight. Try and bring the bishop in. Maybe even the g4 looks tempting. We bring the rook in. I mean, if there's nothing better, we just take the knight. I know this was the instinct. I'm just trying to be thorough. Queen takes knight really does nothing, right? There's also g5. That's a very French move. g5. If they take here, probably I have to take here. Somehow it doesn't look terrible. Doesn't look terrible. This is the kind of move I would have played as a junior and be completely lost. G5. Well, it's either G5 or Rook F4 then. Oh. I almost had an aneurysm thinking that I'd completely blundered knight e6 the whole time, but of course I've got a bishop here. G5. Why does it actually look legit? Actually looks good. Why does it look good? G5? Bishop takes, pawn takes? What if I even just sack? Well, then I can take with the queen. You know what? Without the f-pawn here, the queen does defend laterally. You know what? It could just be g5. I'm going to play g5 and it's going to be wrong. I'm going to be so tilted. I just don't know if I'm completely convinced after bishop f1. That was my issue. Like, what forcing moves do I have here? If I go queen g4, they just go bishop g2? Just not entirely convinced. So somehow g5 actually looks way stronger. It also just feels wrong. I don't know. And also, yeah, if g5 and they take and I take, there's no consequence, right? I'm not getting wrecked by like some queen h5. Like I can always play like here, right? Maybe I can even go knight g6, king g8. Seems fine. Seems fine. Like, they're literally sacking a whole piece. Oh, g5 weakens my king so much, but there's no way to attack it. I think I've got to play it. G5, I really have no checks. I'm playing it, screw it. Oh my god, it's actually correct. So my idea is to take. Nice. Okay, so rook takes f4, common sacrifice in the French, but here it would have been best to abstain from it. G takes f4, queen f4, bishop e4. Okay, how many of you guys said rook f4? I look forward to reading the chat, given I got this one correct. Oh, but the best move in this position is not bishop f1, but bishop takes e4, d takes e4, knight e5. Activity brings white a large advantage. I did not consider that. So thankfully, I saw some other ghosts that led me not to play it. Let's actually check the eval after bishop f1. Okay, bishop f1 is just not good. That's funny. And e5 was top move. Okay, so I was along the right lines. Just couldn't quite work out what was going on here. Maybe I should have trusted it a bit more. But I mean, okay, I had this alternative, right? I had this alternative of playing g5, so maybe there was no need to have to trust it. Like, maybe this g5 was just better. Oh, g5 is not better. Oh dear. Bishop takes, pawn takes? I mean, at that point, maybe it's better to sack on f4 and play that out. God knows, who knows? Who knows? We don't even know if we trust this chessable engine. We don't know if this is actually just practical or what. Bishop d3, queen g7. Makes sense. Knight e5. I guess knight e5 is quite an annoying move. Can't take it because then I'll take with the rook, of course. Let me just double check that. Yeah, of course they take with the rook. Yeah. Okay, let's see what people are saying. Okay, good night, Josh. Early night for you. Respect it. Hope you're doing well. What's going on here? Yeah, this is friend structure exactly. Peter says, I'm slightly behind on the stream, just catching up. I have a feeling you suggested that line first. Could have been wrong. Suggested what line? falling behind. If it was the bishop g8 thing, I definitely did not suggest bishop g8. I'm not that much of a noob. Love the streets of videos. Let's go, Leo. I mean, Leo, you're Leo from Loughborough, right? I'm not tripping. Every move looks good is a crazy statement. It definitely did not feel that way to me. I guess, yeah, knight d4 is something I considered too. g5, I think this bishop takes e4, which doesn't look bad for white. That was actually correct. Someone also looking at knight f2. Interesting. I really don't want to play g5, that's so funny. Ife, yeah, 2 AM it gets worse. Why are you up, bro? Why are you up? I'm so jealous that you've been playing like a lot of rapid chess because I really want to play as well, but I can't bring myself to play because I've got too much work. I actually have too much work. Stupid puzzle, I'm mad. That's so funny. Yeah, it's weird that this one got you, Frizz. And weird that I got this one right. But I don't know, maybe it's some French instincts from years ago. What even is this puzzle? Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, no, it's a pretty trash puzzle. Like, the solution doesn't even make sense. Also, what is bishop d7? I mean, white wins. Fine. I don't know. Yeah, it is a bit trash, I have to say. As a French player, you need calculation to just be a bit worse, so that you can play g5 and not hate yourself. Brosnik's Technique of Positional Play. I haven't even heard of that book. That's crazy. Yeah, the leg injury is crazy, Faye. Like I hope that you can take some positives from it. Okay, stream is over, but I clicked next puzzle, so let's do one final one, and then we'll call it a day. Instinct is knight g3. Yo, knight g3 is just calling to be played. Right? If they try and take them, we throw this in with check. And it feels so cute. And then if they take, somehow we do something. I don't know. Let's just calculate. Queen, rook, rook, bishop, bishop, knight. Queen, rook, rook, bishop, bishop, knight. Equal pieces. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns. What else is going on? We have tension between the bishop and queen. Tension on this loose bishop. Tension on the pawn. Tension on the pawn. Protection, protection. Tension, tension. X-rays. Some X-rays. X-rays, X-rays, X-rays. X-rays. X-rays to H2. Could be relevant. Could be very relevant. I'm suddenly looking at ideas like even queen h2, right? Because maybe we've got like some rook h6 shenanigans. Or maybe like knight g3, and if pawn g3 now, we hit them with something. I don't know, something is winning here. Yeah, but I don't know what it is. It's okay. Also, loose pieces. Bishop is loose. This guy's hanging. Loose. Loose. Oh, wow. So black actually missed the move. That's crazy. Murray Chandler as well as a British. I know him as a chess author. Murray Chandler. I feel like he was just an NM. I didn't think he was actually like goated to be beating Karpov. Is Murray Chandler a GM? But okay. Um, so okay, let's actually find this. Let's beat Karpov. So what checks do we have? We've got queen takes h2, queen takes g2. That's it. What captures do we have? We've got also queen takes g3, knight takes g3, bishop takes g3. And that's it. What about threats? Maybe knight g5? Because if bishop takes, then knight takes, and then somehow... That would be so pretty if that worked, but probably not. I guess by the same logic, knight f2 could be a potential threat if bishop takes queen was actually winning for black after knight takes. Just don't think it is. I guess rook h6 is a threat because we're threatening queen takes h2. Okay, so let's go through these one by one. So checks, let's start with queen h2. It's very forcing king takes h2 is forced. What follow-up do we have? We've got bishop takes g3, sorry, or rook h6. Any other checks? Has to be a check. We've sacked the queen. Queen h2, king h2, rook h6. If we go king g1, we can go bishop takes g3, threatening bishop h2 mate. But maybe at the very least we can just take our knight. Although we take back with the bishop, and we're threatening rook h1. But then they can play a move like knight g2 perhaps? And we can't go bishop h2 because then they run, right? I think that was all legit. Queen h2, king h2. Bishop g3. King g1, rook h6. Bishop takes d5. Maybe I start with bishop h2 check, king f2. Pawn g3, king f3, bishop takes e4? You've got to be kidding me if this sack actually works. If I was Murray Chandler and this sack works and I missed it, I'd actually never... I would be so distraught. Like, not against Karpov, bro. Not against Karpov. If queen h2 works, that's crazy. I don't think it does. I think it's too crazy. Let's put it in the freezer for now. Okay, queen g2, king g2. Just cannot be good. It's too slow. Okay, what about this knight takes g3, knight takes g3? If they take our queen, we take their queen. And then it's just a mess. I don't even know. But knight g3, pawn g3. Do we actually have something there? So our queen's still attacked. If knight g3, pawn g3, maybe we just go queen takes g3. And we just threaten to go like queen h2, which looks very strong. So knight g3, maybe the point is they can take. And then I go takes. Then I go king f2. Then I take their rook. And if they take my bishop, then I can take back. And if they save their bishop, I can save my bishop. So surely I'm on top there. So knight d3, maybe this is just a simple move. Maybe Murray just sacked his queen, like. I don't know. Knight g3 just looks good. Knight g3, pawn g3, queen g3. Unless White could play a move like rook f2, maybe? And try and save out the king hides on f1? I mean, g3, maybe just rook f3 or something? I don't know. But there must be like some bishop g4, like, there's gonna be moves. Knight g3 should just be winning. Does this actually win after they just take? Or am I lost? Queen h2, let's say they go king f1. Did we just lose the game? We might have just lost the game. And also you just lost the game. If you know that meme. God. Queen h2, king f1. Yeah, maybe it doesn't work. So okay, let's have one last look. Because is there anything else to quickly check? Bishop takes g3 does threaten a mate, but they can just take. I just don't see it. Rook h6 was also an interesting threat. If they take, again, feels too slow. Knight g5, this was one idea, but then I didn't believe it worked. Because I thought if we go bishop check, they can always block. I really don't think there's anything. They just sack everything with their queen up. So is it really queen h2? That would be unbelievable. I need to not get excited though. I need to calculate without prejudice. I'm really glad that thought popped into my head. This is something I've been working on. Bishop takes g3. We're threatening bishop h2 mate. The thing is, they can also take rook takes f5. And then I think we've just got nothing. Unless we go bishop check, king f1, and then knight g3, king f2. Take the queen, king takes. But haven't we just sacked a lot of material just to win a queen? It is very frustrating. Knight g3, pawn g3, queen g3, rook f5. Have I missed anything here? Maybe I go rook h6 with the threat of rook h1, king h1, queen h2, or rook h1. What else do they do? Maybe that wins. To be honest, I have more faith in sacking my queen. I think I have to go for it. You know what, guys? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. We are not going to become a world champion. We're not going to become a GM. We're not even aspiring to be. And that is why Murray Chandler is an NM. And that is why I will be an NM. Because, yeah. Dumb ass. I thought rook h6 was promising here. I thought rook h6 was promising. That's so sad. That's so sad. That's so sad that queen h2 actually works. And let me see, what was the line I missed? What was the line I missed? Oh, Murray Chandler was a GM? That's funny. I literally thought he was an NM. That's a bit embarrassing. Damn, Faz actually calculating the queen sack for once. Can't find anything better than knight g3, oh no. Yeah, knight g5 and knight f2 doesn't work. Knight g3, queen f2. At least the main line I saw after knight g3 was what was played. I can't believe queen h2 works. But no one gave any analysis. First wrote queen takes h2 and pray. I think it might be queen h2, king h2, knight g3. Knight g3, yo. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, knight takes g3. Oh, I'm glad we're ending on this one. This one was... I mean... I don't know why, in a sadistic way, it makes me happy that Murray missed this. It's like, you know... there is more pain to be had in the chess world than pain I have experienced. I don't think I've experienced pain in chess as much as missing a queen sack against Karpov like this. Especially if attacking chess is like literally my brand, because that was what Murray Chandler is quite famous for, I think. Okay, so the big question, are we following up with rook h6, or are we playing this genius looking knight takes g3 that Peter suggested? Knight g3 is such a shogi move. Peter, if you ever get bored of chess, you have to give shogi another try, because knight takes g3 is a shogi move. Shogi players will find knight g3 for sure, if it's correct. I don't really get knight g3. What happens after just like... Am I gonna be able to suggest a good move? What happens after, let's say... Okay, there's two moves I want to try. So after knight takes g3, I want to try queen f2. And after knight takes g3, I want to try rook takes f5. So let's start with knight takes g3, rook takes f5, knight takes e2 check. And if they go king h1, then we go rook h6. Which looks extremely ugly. I don't like that, actually. So knight g3, queen f2, knight back to e4 with check. What if they just block like queen f4? If bishop takes rook takes, then we lose a piece for 2 pawns? Doesn't look great. So knight takes g3, queen f2, knight e4, queen f4 is my current issue. Maybe I can go rook h6 check. And if king g1, then do something great. Don't see it though. Oh, maybe after knight takes g3, queen f2, maybe we just go knight e2 check anyway. That could be it. Oh, that looks pretty good. If king h1, then again rook h6. Peter, you genius. I think this actually works. Unbelievable. What is that? The hell is queen b5? God, that would give me... The hell is queen b5? It hits this? You can't take this? Like, Jesus Christ. Relax. What is queen b5? Relax, bro. To be fair, I can give rook h6, king g1, and then just take, because the bishop defends here. But I have sacked the queen. But then if he takes, then my bishop's no longer attacked. And I have won 2 pawns in the process. You know what? That's good enough for me. That is so good enough for me. Alternative, there we go. There we go. I was satisfied. For a good reason. Oh, we can also give double check. Maybe double check is effective somehow. King g1. Honestly, feels unnecessary to find something else, but... I don't know. Don't know, guys. Don't know. Don't care. Don't know. Is he going to say something dumb like knight e2 check? And then play for this idea of like rook h6 and then take the queen. Maybe knight e2 check is still very strong. Yeah. Rook h6, king g1, cb5 also wins. Okay, I found both solutions then. Let's go. That is crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, knight takes g3 is such a nice move. Oh my days. Imagine giving up the queen and then just not even giving a check. Guys, I see some analysis from you, but I can't follow. Yeah, queen b5 just came out of the blue. It was so funny. What line are you saying? What line are you saying, Faz? Here, rook h6, bishop h3, rook h3, king g2. Knight b8, rook b8. What are you talking about? If you're talking about in this position, rook h6, I guess it can't be this position because we just take on b5. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Queen b5, knight e2, and then queen takes b8. Oh, that was what I was originally concerned about. That's why I didn't like knight e2. Yeah, what? It's not completely winning? Wait a sec. Hold your horses. So, okay. Knight g3 did not work because 8g3, queen g3, rook f5. Oh my god. That is brutal. And rook g5, king f8. There's no time for like something like this because then we just go rook h1. But there is time for like a bunch of other moves. Oh, that's so brutal. So brutal. Queen h2, king h2. So knight g3 only move is ridiculous. Queen b5. Knight e2, unnecessarily complicated. Yeah, who the hell would play knight e2 when you can just play rook h6 and then take like this? Like this you win. The other position, fuck that. Fuck is this? Queen b8. Yeah, I originally saw this actually. Like, I don't know why I forgot to mention. Ah, and this is where the intermezzo comes in with rook h6 is what Faz was saying. Right? And then king g2 and rook takes b8. I see. Crazy. Yeah, no, why would you do this? There's so much more that can go wrong. Yeah, I don't like it as much. Guys, I am shattered. You know what? I brushed my teeth, washed my face. I was like ready to be like, okay, after this stream, I'll just go straight into my bed and sleep. The problem is I'm hungry. I'm now hungry. So maybe I'll get a snack and then go to sleep. I have a chess lesson in the morning. Wish me luck. I'm kind of looking forward to it though. So hopefully like the vibes can power me through. But thank you for tuning in. And if anyone is watching and makes it to the end of the stream, like watching the VOD, remember, we are on 6 YouTube members. It's the highest we've ever had. And if we get to 8, we will show up on the front page with a proper YouTube membership, which always encourages a lot more people to join in. So appreciate if you decide to support. I will think of ways to get to that magic 8 in days to come. I'll try to think of something smart. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. And oh, remember, 20th of December, there is the Chess Mood Grand Prix Finals. Everyone in chat right now, I really hope you're going to be there and will play for the team. We are currently sitting in last place by a country mile. But I really hope that... Where is it? I really hope that some of you will join and we will compete. We will compete because I reckon if we have 20 strong players, I don't think we come last. If we have 20 decent players. But who knows? Who knows? Just Green Dude's gonna grab a stack. Oh, I thought for a second your username, Just Green Dude. I thought it was a reference to the Green Man, right? The chess bra Green Man. I think he's called Green Man. Is that his name? I don't know. What day will be the 20th? I believe it's a Saturday. I believe it's Saturday the 20th at 8 p.m. Which I have a feeling is when you work fast, but hopefully not. Puzzles are very nice. Honestly, we learned something today. We actually learned something today. We learned that when there is a knight in the defense and we've got a bishop of a single color, if the knight is controlling squares of one color and the bishop is attacking on the other, there's very good chances to attack. Like, I didn't know that. So I need to make a note of that before I forget it. That's a really nice one. Okay, guys, I am gonna go get a snack and see you on Friday for some more streaming. Okay, bye, guys.